Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. I missed y'all all so much. Welcome to the Maj to Ray show. I appreciate y'all all for tapping in. Appreciate y'all all. Y'all know the routine. Well, y'all might not know the routine. You might not know the routine because it's been a minute, and that's my fault. Y'all, if you don't know the routine, I'm gonna tell you the routine when you come in. Tell me where you're watching from. Comment in the comment section. If you're watching on X, repost wherever you at. Watch it. Share the space all over the place, y'all. Y'all know that's how it goes. Now, because I haven't been on in a while, and because February was topsy turvy, and because I didn't talk about me coming back onto the show, you guys don't know a lot. All right, Terry, what's up? Hey, Terry, I started working on that. What is it? Keel green, something green hoodie, emerald green. I forget the name. I'm butchering the name 100%. But I started working on that. What's up, Terry? Terry also gave $100 towards our work. Terry, I wanted you to just give the amount for the hoodie. That's what I wanted you to give. And then we'd start working on it. But Terry went above and beyond and gave $100 towards our work. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, y'all. We're having a serious discussion tonight about what terrifies these people in power. All right? So I got a bunch of stuff that we're going to go over tonight. We're going to keep it around an hour. Y'all know the routine. Let me know where y'all are from. Hit the likes, first and foremost. Hit the likes. Kelly Green, that's the color it was. Hit the likes. Make sure that you are sharing this space all over the place. Hit the repost button and all of the good stuff. And I love when it's a smaller amount of people. All right? I love when we have a small amount of people in the show. Surprise, I'll be doing the shows Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern from here on out. I'm going to give you all the weekend, but we got to talk about a lot of things and a lot of shit that needs to be talked about. So y'all know the routine. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's questions in the comment section. If you're watching on X, repost. I can see when y'all repost stuff too, guys. So if you're watching this on X, hit the repost button. That don't cost you nothing. All right? The title of tonight's show: Why gun ownership terrifies people in power. And I have a few. Yeah, we back to 5 days a week. What's up, Shania? We back to 5 days a week. I can't leave the streets alone. The game needs me, to be perfectly honest. The game needs me out here. Okay? I'm looking at so many people fuck this liberty thing up. Fuck this conversation about freedom up. I'm watching people cheer for war. I'm watching people pretend like they got insider information. They know that Iran has nukes. I'm watching people think that because you question the United States government, who has a track record of doing some corny shit, that somehow that means that you're anti-Semitic, right? I'm watching all of this happen, and I'm like, damn, I was doing the show once a week, then I didn't do it for a whole month. And I'm like, I need to do the show Monday through Friday, 9 p.m., because I got my Cali listeners was bugging me out. The Cali Solutionaries was like, Maj, you doing that shit at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I just got home. It's a 3-hour time difference. So we're going to be doing it Monday through Friday. Yeah, I'm here. What's up, Super Weapons? How y'all feeling? I'm appreciating the love. What's up, Bookworm? Super Weapon says, can y'all hear me? Is Maj really back in the building? Yes. It is about control. We back to 5 days a week. I have to do more for y'all. And this all is going to culminate in tonight's topic. I got to do more for y'all in content creation. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. I got to do more for y'all in content creation. I got to finish building a studio. I have to do these things because you're not getting the correct talking points from a lot of these people. And it's so crazy because the people that are low-key retarded are kind of getting it right, because even this current administration is getting some big things very wrong. So you got goofballs, Nick Fuentes and others, that seem like they're generally right because this administration is being wrong about one of the biggest things that they campaigned on, war. And so when we seeing all of this, I step back for a month. I'm watching the world. I'm doing what I'm doing, making sure that we're getting plenty of content out that's talking about these things. But sometimes y'all can't get my sense of genuinely how I feel, and I can't engage with y'all if I just make the content and put it on the screen, right? I can get my point across, but y'all don't feel my personality the same way when we having a genuine conversation. And I'm not mad if it's only 50 of us. We don't need 5 million people. We don't need 50 million people. We might only need 2 million people, 1 million people that's serious and they become force multipliers. I'm cool with quality over quantity for our show for right now. I'm cool with that for right now. But I'm going to be cool for that right now as long as we're working together to make sure that we're doing the right thing to inform as many solid people as possible. So, no, I did not promote that I was coming back on the show. Just did it. Nike, right? So tonight's topic, again, why gun ownership terrifies the people in power, is kind of a culmination of what I've been watching over the last few. And some of y'all don't know how long I've been doing Second Amendment work. I've been doing Second Amendment work for 10 years. For 10 years, right? And we just cracked under, again, shouts to Terry. Terry was one of our most recent $100 donors. Terry got us closer, and now we under 200 $100 donors left. So we're going to talk about all of that tonight. I'm going to give y'all all of myself. I want questions in the comments, reposts and all of that, quote posts. I got my phone off D&D, right? I'm answering questions on X as well. I can't wait to block some of y'all stupid people that's going to show up. I can't wait. I can't wait to block some of y'all. I haven't thrown a block party in a very long time, so I'm excited. It's close to spring. Everything's looking up. Now, in seeing so many people fumble, and the people that were supposed to be solid fumbling, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, everybody. Pete Hegseth saying, damn near we don't care if the president hasn't made any indications about putting boots on the ground in Iraq, but we can just get in there and roll up. You don't need 200,000 people, which is absolutely wrong. There's 90 million people in fucking Iran. You should not put boots in the ground in Iran. There's like 10 million people in Tehran alone. But nonetheless, them making so many stupid statements and decisions on core principle things started to make people that I've attacked because they're morons or they're bigoted, they started to look right. And I had to wind up agreeing with them. I wasn't saying nothing on the show. So I wound up having to agree with the Nick Fuentes take. I had to agree with Matt Walsh's take. And I'm leaving y'all open. I feel like Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill made a perfect album, and y'all ain't heard her do no more damn music since. Then that's how we got Lil' Kim. Then we got Kim with everything after that. Lauryn Hill is the reason why your sexy red exists. Lauryn Hill disappears, then all of the no talent, twerk, just focus on the sexual shit. All of that comes to the forefront because there's no skill. So my stop talking and creating noise, and now it seems like I got to leave y'all to agree with Fuentes and these goofballs. And not because they're generally principled and writing about liberty and all of that. No, it's because the Trump administration is doing shit so wrong on key things. It's different types of wrong. And I'm watching this division happen, and I started thinking about it. It's 1,000% Lauryn Hill's fault. It's not really Lauryn Hill's fault, but I'm going to say, damn, Lauryn. It's like we were left with Key and Peele because Dave Chappelle went to Africa, right? Or back to the farm for 10 years, right? And I don't want to do that to y'all. So the show is Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m., okay? Now, I started to think about, what am I doing this for? Right? The work is difficult. People go out of their way to misinterpret what you're saying. And the masses, I believe they could, if they're exposed to a message, the masses could do the right thing. But you got to expose them to the message. And so, in seeing that, I started to think, why am I doing this? Where is this division coming from? And what is the solution? We solutionaries. What's the solution to the division? What is the thing that they all kind of like want, the left and the right kind of have been agreeing on, when I mean politically, the Republicans and Democrats in office on the local, state, and national level, what are they all agreeing on? Because they seem to be pushing different types of division, but they all, on the left, are spending money on NGOs. On the right, spending money on the military-industrial complex and war. But that's still attacking us. But they're making us attack other Americans while they do their bidding on those back doors. So I started to think, damn, what is the thing that they want to make sure that we all are not on the same page on? And it started to do light bulbs. I started to think, well, Maj, just your original purpose. Before you started talking about politics, and before you started talking about health and fitness, which are all key components, we solutionaries, we holistic. But I started going back and I started going, you were unifying people with BGM. And I think people forgot how much work we've done in that space and had millions of people absolutely eradicate from hoods across America, eradicate this notion that black and white people generally aren't supposed to be fucking armed. It absolutely obliterated that. I took people from hoods across America, exposed them to Second Amendment shit, showed them cool white people that was like, hell yeah, I couldn't do it. They wouldn't listen to me in that hood, but I could support you, Maj. And I started thinking, damn, in the last decade, I've made, I don't know, maybe at this point, maybe 50 million new gun owners. Maybe about 50 million new gun owners. And so I started thinking, what of a better way to tonight's show to do a few things? One, showcase why this gun shit is 1000% a unifying force. Two, remind everybody we're so close to the goal, and I'm definitely going to ask you all for some help tonight because I need help. And three, remind some new people to my page. Sometimes I don't talk about the same things that I've already done, right? Y'all don't know that I was on the cover of Time magazine. A lot of y'all don't know that. A lot of y'all don't know that. A lot of y'all know he's the Black Guns Matter dude, but y'all don't know that the day that George Floyd was killed, I flew to Minneapolis and did a firearms class literally right in front of where he was shot at. That happened. There's so much media, and I'm going to start presenting some of that media. But I think even me, when you start understanding there's more to do, you sometimes forget about the critical mission and the origin story and the reason how we got to bring that back to its nucleus. And I think at least for our final push to end this fundraising goal. Again, guys, we need 199 more $100 donors. Right. Cover of Recoil magazine. I am in a Supreme Court decision. Our work at Black Guns Matter is cited in the Bruen decision. The Bruen decision is arguably number one or number two of some of the most important pro-gun legislation in American history. It is. It's not me just saying it. It's just what it is. Our work is cited in that Bruen decision. All of the people in New York, a whole bunch of people told me, don't do New York. When we started BGM, don't go to anti-gun cities. You're not going to be able to take a gun. What the fuck are you talking about? I take a gun wherever the fuck I want to go. Right? And they told us not to do New York. I remember one year we did a 5-borough tour. We did all of the boroughs every day. Right? When they said don't. I remember being one time going to do Lawrence Jones' show on Fox when he was still at Fox in New York. Right? Because he went to Texas and then came back. But anyway, I remember being in that building armed, the Rupert Murdoch building in New York. I was doing his show with a strap. Like, these are things that have, because I don't toot my own horn the same way, I think sometimes, people forget or don't know. Some people are new. I've been kicked off of Instagram 3 times. The Big Daddy 2 Ray page, which is my current main page, is my 4th page. It used to just be Maj Toure. I got kicked off at a few 100,000 page, whatever, of y'all, solutionary. I got kicked off of X for saying I'd assault people that groom children. This new page on X that some of y'all are watching from, also, guys, if you're watching on X, just hit the repost button. It don't cost you nothing. Hit retweet or repost, right? This is my 2nd page on X. It's my 2nd page on X. I got kicked off. So this 50,000 followers is there. this is like a backup. Like it was way more than that. And so I'm saying this all to say, sometimes you have to go back and remember. It's the Sankofa bird. You got to remember your past to know, how you're gonna move in the future. And so, in thinking about all of this and unification and seeing how the left and the right are pushing an anti-gun narrative, Pam Bondi is 1,000% anti-gun. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. She's 1,000% anti-gun. She is. She's on the right. She was anti-gun in Florida. Why she made it onto this administration initially, I was like, why is that? Because Trump is anti-gun. Their legislation and pushing back, they could pretend and be like, no, that's not what we meant. They're not pro-gun. They snatched the pro-gun information out of the big, beautiful bill. And I get it. There's nuance to everything. I want to be clear. But the political right and the political left, both seem to be fine. They can figure out a way. We could argue about all of these other things, but we're going to figure out a way to make sure that Americans do not have the means to defend themselves. We're going to keep them thinking that the police should either be hated. That's how they play you against each other. The left goes, fuck every single police officer. And they're doing it so they can be, riots and whatever the fuck. You, as a homeowner, as a business owner, as a working person on the political right, some of you are like, absolutely not. So then you back the blue. But then the back the blue people are the same people that'll come take the firearm from you, even though the Second Amendment is very clear. So they'll both be very, very clear on making sure you don't have the physical means to defend your life, liberty, pursuit of property, and happiness. Because that's where they align. And so I wanted to think back and tell y'all some stories about our work. Obviously, y'all see right here, because everything that I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to show y'all. This ain't cap. I don't do the capping shit. Okay? Earlier today, I was getting 205 for reps on the incline. You know what I'm saying? It's worn out. I don't got no footage of that, but it's not cap. Okay? Y'all see what this says right here? Black people are the fastest growing group of gun owners in the U.S. When is this? July the 18th, 2022. All right? That's when this was. July the 18th, 2022. Hold on, y'all. I got to charge my damn John. July the 18th, 2022. My bad, y'all. Black people are the fastest gun growing demographic of gun owners in the United States. It's not me making it up. It's not me capping at all. Let's read this real quick. Black gun owners told NPR they largely own guns for protection. Many feel the government does not do enough to protect their safety. Unlike most white gun owners, most black gun owners feel it is more important to control gun violence than it is to protect gun rights. This was in 2022, right? And this is NPR, which is a leftist, situation. Why am I telling y'all this? I'm telling y'all this because even with the NPR, they had to acknowledge the work that we did. We're somewhere in this article somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, it's a listen. Okay. My point in saying this is this was 2022. This was years ago. We are in this article, but it's an audio, whatever the fuck it is. We went from city to city, linking people up, teaching them about firearms basics for free. And it started to make me think about the Black Panthers, but I was like, that's not far enough. That's not far back enough. Then it started to make me think about this situation called Bacon's Rebellion. How many people in the chat have ever heard of Bacon's Rebellion? I want to hear y'all. I want y'all to tell me if y'all have heard of Bacon's Rebellion. I am a history geek, nerd, dweeb, dork. Like, I love to fucking read. Okay? Let me hear some words in the chat. If you've heard about Bacon's Rebellion before, I've actually done armed protests at this where the governor's mansion was in Bacon's Rebellion. Bacon's Rebellion, and it's on the screen. You know, everybody hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe too. Bacon's Rebellion was, let me just read it. It's on the screen. Bacon's Rebellion in 1676 was the last major uprising of enslaved blacks and white indentured servants in colonial Virginia. I have literally been to this place and did armed demonstrations with a bunch of people from Virginia pro-gun groups there. Okay? One consequence of the failed rebellion was that the intensification of African slavery and the social separation of blacks and whites in Virginia. This was by design. The governor of Virginia at that time was, well, let me read it. The origins of Bacon's Rebellion rested with the conquest of Powhatan Indian Confederation, 1644 to 1646, and the Confederation's lands being distributed to English planter class. Despite their defeat, Indians formerly associated with the Confederation continued squatting on these lands, which caused the Virginia colonists to engage in warfare against them. The military and political situation was more complicated by the presence of African slaves who, along with indentured servants, produced the colony's main crop, tobacco. Planters looked down upon the slaves, indentured servants, and landless freedmen from both the white and black, whom they called the giddy multitude. Two main antagonists during the rebellion, Virginia colonial governor William Berkeley and landowner Nathaniel Bacon, who was related by marriage, were both purchasers of former Powhatan land near Jamestown. During the decades of the 1650s and 1660s, a sizable number of indentured servants, black and white, who had completed their required indentured labor service, clamored for old Powhatan land as well, which was under the control of Berkeley and his planter class associates. Despite his elite status, Bacon joined and led these former servants in attacking peaceful Indians to acquire their lands. Berkeley, however, fearing an outbreak war between whites and Indians on the frontier, jailed Bacon for a few months because of these attacks. Once released, Bacon declared himself the leader of the colony's former indentured servants, free men, black and white, newly arrived landless immigrants from England, Scotland, or Ireland, and enslaved blacks, all of whom bonded together because of their common exploitation on the large tobacco estates. Understanding that the promotion of their grievances served his own interest for power and additional land, Bacon marched on Jamestown, the capital, with 500 men and confronted Governor Berkeley, who escaped. Bacon then issued his Declaration of the People, July 30th, 1676. In this document, he accused Governor Berkeley of corruption and of being pro-Native American. The rebellion then meandered through late summer months. On September the 19th, Bacon and his followers returned to Jamestown and battled forces loyal to Governor Berkeley. He forced Berkeley and his followers to retreat and then burned the town. Despite his victory, Nathan Bacon died of dysentery in a Virginia bush in October 1676. Why am I telling y'all this story? Why am I telling y'all this story? I'm telling y'all this story because it's not about that particular historical part in time. I'm telling y'all this story because it's more about there were a class of people from different racial backgrounds that they wanted to make sure did not have any arms. We cannot let these people be armed. We cannot let these people have guns. We got to make sure that we keep them separate. We keep them divided. This has to go this way. If it don't go this way, we gonna lose control. So what did they do? They kept them fucking divided. Now, he said, I want to give these people land, not these people, not the rightful next up people. We're not going to give them the land. We're going to give it to somebody else. And we're going to have these white indentures thumb their noses down at the other folks, even though y'all always indentured servants. And a lot of them black folks was free men. But those people worked together and literally burned the governor's mansion down. You are being sold a lie currently. The lie that you're being sold is this current administration is actually for you. This current administration has been anti-gun, the Trump administration. And I get it. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't go the Trump way, because I damn sure wasn't going to go the Kamala way. In hindsight, maybe we would get more pushback from the right if Kamala would have won. Because y'all letting Trump do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And it's looking crazy out. It's 1,000% looking crazy. So in hindsight, I'm like, well, damn. Maybe we should have went Kamala. Or no Kamala, excuse me. Maybe. Who knows? What I do know is this. As I continue to start peeling back the onions of these stories, right? As I'm doing that, I'm noticing so many of these stories where people that they told us wasn't supposed to work together or didn't work together, or they just don't tell us nothing about it. So many people were actually working together. Let me show you who else was working together. Y'all know who this is. Everybody should know who the fuck this is. If you don't know who this is, I gotta like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You gotta know who this is. Is it on the screen? Freddie Wap. Freddie Wap. The best conservative of all time, Frederick Douglass. Years ago, when I was deciding to do this, all of the biggest conservative events, I got on the stage at CPAC and gave a whole dissertation about Frederick Douglass and why everybody should be Frederick Douglass's historical best friend. Frederick Douglass and his story, the fact that there's not a movie about Main Man is fucking insane to me. It's 1,000% insane. Frederick Douglass was born into slavery. And then being born into slavery, worked his way, said, fuck my damn so-called slave master, started being an orator, traveling all around the country, talking to people about, so loud about how he taught himself to read. He had some help too. He said that too. Taught himself how to read, pulled himself up by the bootstraps. People ain't even believing. People was like, bro, there's no way that you're a slave. You talking too loud. There's no way. Then they started, his old owners started chasing him. He wound up going over to Europe. Him and his team, other abolitionists, started a newspaper. They sold enough newspapers to buy his freedom. He comes back. He get married. He do all of this shit. Get married, buy a mansion. His first wife, he had two wives, not at the same time. Y'all, come on, y'all. He has two wives. He gets divorced. He has another wife. This is 1,000%. I turned my camera off because I thought I was being choppy. This dude is 1,000% the best conservative of all time. Best conservative of all time. Now, Somebody said who would be a good fit to play him? Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors should play Frederick Douglass on a movie. 1,000%. Hey, y'all let me know if my camera's choppy. It's looking choppy on my end. Y'all let me know if it's choppy. If it's choppy, and put something in the chat. Frederick Douglass was a friend with another man by the name of John Brown. John Brown is the person that did the raid at Harper's Ferry. Now, I have my questions about the tactical soundness of the raid at Harper's Ferry, but for all intents and purposes, John Brown is coming to the cookout. Let me see in the chat who understands and knows who John Brown was. Who was John Brown? A violent abolitionist. And he was friends with Frederick Douglass for about 12 years. Let's read this real quick. In a 12-year relationship, Brown requested Douglass's cooperation in the creating of an armed force which should act in the very heart of the South to defeat slavery. Slaveholders, Douglass remembered Brown saying, had forfeited their right to live, and slaves had the right to gain their liberty in any way they could. To Douglass, Brown's formulation had much to commend it, and though it did not inspire the former to act violently on his own, Brown did succeed in making Douglass less hopeful of peaceful abolition. Let me be clear. John, I'm going to go audio because something happening on my end, y'all. I'm getting choppy, so y'all just going to have to hear my voice tonight. Let me be very clear. John Brown was a white dude that in essence had super ultra respect for Frederick Douglass. And John Brown's argument was, we killing anybody that's enslaving black people. Bullshit you not. But they ain't going to tell you that story. No. We can't tell you that one. We can't tell you that black people and white people was working together, arming each other, and them white boys was like, I fuck with y'all. And them black boys was like, I fuck with you, boy. To the point that John Brown basically was like, we gonna kill anybody that is enslaving humans. Let's read a little bit more. In the intervening years, Brown had become famous for his role in violent attacks against pro-slavery activists in Kansas. By the spring of 1859, he yearned to strike the heart of a peculiar institution in Virginia. In April, Brown visited Douglass's home in Rochester, New York, where he was introduced to Shields Green, a formerly enslaved acquaintance of Douglass, who had escaped from bondage in Charleston, South Carolina. Douglass noticed that Brown saw at once what stuff Green was made of and confided to him his plans and purposes, to which the enthusiastic Green responded affirmatively, noting that he believed in Brown and promised to go with him wherever he should be ready to move. What I'm talking to y'all about tonight is your government is going out of their way to make you fight the other side while they work with the other side, spending your tax dollars, and they both working to make sure that you're fucking unarmed. And then when somebody steps up and goes, I'm going to put these people together to make sure that they armed, they become catalysts for change. 1,000%. It's as old as a fucking American history. So when I say I left y'all for a month, because I thought, all right, I ain't got to do the stream. I'll do it once a week. And I'm looking at goofball. Now, only people that seems to make sense, because this administration is coming off so goofy, that the team that seem to make sense is other goofies that are less goofy. Because they thought and believed, as some of us did, as most of us watching the show did, we believed that this administration had a fucking layup. All you guys had to do was follow the plan, fight against the woke, so-called woke LGBTQ, DEI, ESG. All you got to do is remove that and get back to constitutional values. But that's not what they did. They campaigned on no war. They in the war in the fucking Middle East. And they telling you it's not a war because of the War Powers Resolution Act, which, yes, it is legal that the executive branch gets to do that. but I think it's a spit in the face to the Constitution. Do I think that George Washington and the founders of America will be like, yeah, but except for the war powers resolution? No, I don't think that they would think that. I don't. So this administration literally campaigned on, we, no new wars. He was the president of no new wars. I was willing to ignore that he didn't pull motherfuckers out of Syria, Yemen, whatever. You ain't get us entangled in nothing new. You argued the entire time. Trump, J.D. Vance, everybody said it doesn't make sense for us to do a war in Iran. Now you're saying, oh, we had to strike Iran first because Israel was going to do it. The Israeli government told Barack Obama the same stupid shit when he was in office. If you don't do it, Barack, then we might have to do it, and it might start, if they got nukes, then it might start off the war. And Barack Obama said no and did it by diplomatic means. Ironically, President Trump around that same time was tweeting, oh, Obama's going to get us in a war with Iran because he lacks negotiation skills. Fast forward to right now, meanwhile, a few years later, your gas prices is up because motherfuckers is bombing all sorts of parts of Iran while telling you it's not an act of war. While they telling you black and white people to be divided amongst each other, and they working together to make sure that you're fucking unarmed. Rewind back to 2015, 2016, Maj steps on the scene, says, fuck that, I'm going to start working with everybody and bringing hoods and redneck motherfuckers and suburban motherfuckers all to the table to help each other, and everybody's going to make sure that they pitch in a little bit to do this shit for free so we can get more people in these demographics to buy guns, and then we're going to shift legislation as it relates to the Second Amendment in America. Every fucking thing that I said I was going to do, I did that shit. I'm a fucking superhero, and you should be a superhero too. You want to say, I did some hero shit today. You want to say, I respect the fact that John Brown, white dude, back in the day when slavery was popping, was like, I rock with them abolitionists like Frederick Douglass who said, fuck this system. This system of these ideals of freedom and liberty that we really about, if we say this what America about, that's that shit, not this other bullshit. And those men work together. You know who John Brown also had an affinity towards and respected tremendously? Harriet Tubman. But they don't tell us this part of the story. They use their media skillfully to make sure that they keeping us separated. And we falling right along with it. Well, at least we owning the libs. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're owning more slavery. You're losing your fucking liberties. That's what's actually happened. Yes, Keimer Shadow says, is the John Brown Gun Club related to him? Yes, that in relation to it's named after him. Yes. Yes. Y'all, when I tell y'all this shit goes deep, you got Bacon's Rebellion with poor black and white people. Mind you, they don't tell you that some of those black and white people were indentured servitudes, right? Indentured servants, not just full-on slaves. Because you know how they say shit like, well, they was buying and selling each other in Africa and even in America. Not telling you that some of the slave, like if I'm the black dude, like one of the largest plantation owners and slave owners in South Carolina was a black man. And they'll say it like, yeah, he was buying slaves. A lot of times we were buying people from captivity and putting them under the same house because families were broken apart. So technically that black dude owned plantation and humans, but he bought them from other people and put them together. But they don't want to tell you the whole fucking story. They don't want to tell you the whole fucking story. This man, Shields Green, says to John Brown, I believe in you and I will go with you wherever you ready to move. Let's read a little bit more. In the months that followed, as Brown plotted his now legendary raid against the federal arsenal, y'all didn't know that part. The raid at Harper's Ferry was a federal arsenal in West Virginia. It's actually right around the corner from Tim Pool's house and studio. I go past there every time I'm in West Virginia. He communicated with Douglas once more. Brown wrote to me and appointed an old stone quarry near Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, as our place of meeting. Douglas recorded. Under the alias Dr. Isaac Smith, a fictional iron mine developer, John Brown had been planning for Harper's Ferry by lodging at a home in Chambersburg since June, where he garnered supplies, many of which to serve as weapons in the forthcoming raid. What I'm telling y'all is, you got black and white people that was able to keep the secrets against the corruption of the state to work together to overthrow it violently. This is why they did not want white people or anybody to teach people to read. Frederick Douglass got help in read and then took it like somewhere else. Motherfucker read so much that nobody believed that he was ever a slave. Was such a great orator that everybody was like, this cat, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way at all. You got black and white people working together in this scenario to make sure that the overreach and the scourge of enslavement is done. Then I look at our current scenario. This is a major reason why I had to step back on the mic. We got guys that are mad that Trump is going to war, not because they in opposition to war. Matt Walsh is a fucking authoritarian. But even Matt Walsh had to go like, how does this benefit us? It doesn't. And don't give me some vague fucking answer about, well, it's good for a country and national security. Y'all already ran that excuse into the ground. So now you got Matt Walsh, who I've openly said, who I think is a fucking bigot. That's it. Then if you had questions about maybe Matt Walsh isn't a bigot, then you got Nick Fuentes, who's literally like, come on. They can even see it. And they're more vocal about it because the promises that they thought were going to be made to them, they feel like, oh, the Jews are controlling us, and I don't want the Jews to control the white man, so let me say something. But it's a broke clock being right twice a day. But they aren't doing anything to actually unify the people. Matt Walsh made a 15-minute video years ago attacking me. I never fully watched it because I already know what they're going to say. He's hood, he's this, he's that, blah, blah, blah. I don't even give a fuck. I would never work with a person like Matt Walsh because his hands never fucking got dirty. All of my white homies that's died and true, they got that John Brown energy to them. Hard-working, blue-collar motherfuckers. Even if they rich. My homies, Andy Frisella, rich as fuck. He don't feel like a prissy, not afraid to get dirty motherfucker at all. He doesn't. Okay? Who's his co-host? Oh, happens to be a black dude. Y'all, they are playing y'all. And it's so bad right now that we have to get back to brass tacks. And this ain't shit. This ain't like new shit. This ain't new shit. As far as it relates to me. All right? As far as it relates to me. It ain't new for me. You know why? Because this video right here 10 years ago. This video is our very first class in Compton, in California. This was in Compton. This was at Evans Security and Training. Mr. Evans was a retired law enforcement officer, older black gentleman, black American, who had, at the time, one of 3 black-owned gun ranges in America when we went there in 2016. This is on the range. That right there. And they called it Rise of the Radicals, but I was like, it ain't nothing radical about this. This is American as apple pie. So this ain't new to me. And in that room right there, in that video that's on the screen that y'all watch, that y'all see right there, in that video, in that room, there were so many different types of people. But it was mostly black because it was fucking Compton. But one of our instructors was Asian. Lied to you not. We had an Asian instructor, a white lawyer, me, Mexicans was in there, whites, Asians. It was about 400 people in that class right there. And I'm saying this to say That was at a time when they was able to use the fear of Donald Trump to galvanize people. Meaning, they convinced a bunch of black people that Donald Trump was going to be like, oh, how Biden was like, we're going to put y'all back in chains. The media was doing Trump that way then. They can't do it the same way now because he was already in once, right? And he's gotten better at not saying the big things that can be taken as bigoted. He's gotten way better at it, especially when he made inroads in the black and brown community as it relates to the vote. But during this time, I took that as an opportunity to get everybody to work together to challenge their narrative. But what's happened since then, you've had COVID, which is the largest psychological operation in global history, in my opinion. You've had Biden, who was 1,000% incompetent, and everybody fucking knew it 2 weeks in, and everybody on the left lied about it since 2 weeks in. So you saw that shit show. You saw hope in the form of the third run for Donald Trump, and you saw damn near the stars align. You saw defected Democrats. You saw RFK Jr. You saw Tulsi Gabbard. You saw Vivek Ramaswamy. You saw all of these people in opposition to the fucking Fauci bullshit. But what you forgot was Trump hired Fauci. Trump has chosen to not fucking prosecute Fauci. You saw Trump be cool with Bill Clinton. You saw Trump not arrest Hillary Clinton. You saw Trump put key people in his cabinet that were in alignment with the pharmaceutical industry. You've seen RFK Jr. do a 180 on some of these vaccines. You've seen it. And now a lot of you feel demoralized. A lot of you feel black pill. Do not feel black pill. That's a part of the fucking scheme too. To make you feel like, oh, I'm already in the panopticon. There's nothing we could do. This is where it starts to become very, very spiritual. This is where we got to dig in deeper. This is where we got to really, really tap in. We got to really say, yo, we close. If the spell worked, they wouldn't have to spend so much money on keep casting the spell. If we got you, we got you. We ain't got to spend no more money. We got them. They don't got us. They're still trying to get us. We cannot give up. Why am I bringing up all of these historical references tonight? Because it all goes together. The left and the right of the political so-called elite will work together to crush you. But they got to use you to crush you. They just make you call them the stupid libs. And they make you as the liberals, so-called liberals, oh, those fucking racist Nazi conservatives. It's what it is. So they use you to go against you as they continue to control you and turn you into a fucking free-range cattle. You are not free right now, at least on certain levels. You are loose. Cattle roam. They still in the gate, though. And I'm telling y'all, one of the big ways to do that is to make sure you guys are focused on fighting each other as opposed to building with each other, as opposed to supporting with each other. In that class right there, everybody came there with a unified understanding, even if it was based on fear, that I need to get my shit together. I'm challenging us all to not do it based on fear. On a spiritual tip, on a quantum physical tip, I believe, and I say believe, this is going to sound real David Icke-ish. I believe that they harvest our fear and energy because it makes us do stuff. They tell you, oh man, shit's about to be fucked up. It's going to be a storm. Go buy bread. Go buy fucking 8 loaves of bread. You won't eat that many fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They tell you, go buy bread, go buy... First of all, you should have that shit in your crib already. But then, it don't rain, and they got you stimulated to go buy shit based on fear. So they harvest your shit. Right? I'm saying we got to do this not based on fear. We got to do this based on love, gratitude, appreciation for what our futures are supposed to be, for what our country is supposed to be. When we was doing this 10 years ago, I didn't fight as hard as I fight right now for fundraising. Right now, fundraising is hard as fuck. I'm sorry, I can't lie to y'all, and I'm not going to. Fundraising is hard as fuck right now. Why is it hard as fuck? Because a lot of y'all are complacent. A lot of y'all are just like, all right, well, Trump's in. All right, well, we won. We good. You're not good. You're not good. I'm not saying that to be funny or scary. I'm saying that to say to you, they are legitimately, they are trying to create a panopticon. You know how many satellites float around the earth watching your moves? Again, go back to the cattle conversation. You're loose. In the freest, supposedly freest nation in the world, you need a license. If you want to start braiding hair, you need a license. How fucking retarded is that? Oh, I want to braid hair. Okay. Yeah, I want to braid hair. Okay, give me a license. Why? Because I said so. I want to get married. I need a license. I want to build more on my land. I need a license. Matter of fact, give me some money this year for your land. This is not free. But if you're not spending your time and energy building with your neighbor and your neighbor and your neighbor and your neighbor to have a neighborhood, and you're arguing with the one that had whatever flag for whatever political pundit or whatever in their yard, you're not paying attention to how the ground is shrinking underneath your fucking feet. While they, on both so-called sides, are making sure that we're going to make it more and more difficult for them to have the means to defend themselves against the state. Firearms. It's always going to come back to germs and steel. Always. Listen to what Terry just said. We are free-range commodities to the government. You are roaming tax cattle. Tax cattle. And I don't want us to be, and I know that we don't have to be. We do not have to be this. So, I have to get back to serving you guys more. And the way that I'm going to do that is push hard as fuck. And I'm going to ask everybody to help me. I need help. I haven't been doing as many classes because fundraising is slow. And I got 18 bajillion other things going on. But I have to take that shoulder and just shoulder it. That's what I got to do. And I'm good with that. I'm good with shouldering it. But I'm going to tell y'all I need your help. Everybody hit the like button. Bookworm says hit the like button. Everybody please hit the like button, obviously. But I'm going to ask everybody to do something. You see this right here? Let me show y'all this next page right here. This is our fundraising for the last 5 years. There is 111 of you in this watching this show tonight. No, nothing. I just popped up. Let everybody know. Hey, let nobody know. We back in the show, right? We are 199 $100 donors away from ending this. 199. What does that mean? Obviously, everybody that needs a class can get the class for free. When you donate at the $100 level, you get access to all of the classes, transformative information. How many of you have not taken a Stop the Bleed class yet? You need a fucking Stop the Bleed class. Forget all of everything that I just said for a second. If we're talking about a war in Iran and there's potentially sleeper cells, outside of fear-mongering, outside of that, right? Outside of that, if there's sleeper cells and there's a shooting or a bombing, do you carry a tourniquet? Do you know how to use a tourniquet? Do you know how to plug a wound? Do you know what quick clot is? Do you have gauze? Do you have scissors? These are things that we have to have conversations about. And if you are a $100 donor, you get lifetime access to all of these classes. It's 5 classes. They video modules. They come directly to you. You have them forever. Forever. There is 111 of us watching right now. We need 199 more donors at the $100 level. I'm going to ask every single person to donate $100. I'm going to have your email. Look, I'm not just making this up. Look at it. It's right there. See this right here? That's the number. This has been over the last 5 years. It's about $100,000 a year. I think we should have been able to actually do it in a year. But with 19 and whatever the amount left is, then we're done. Okay? 6,500 people gave. 697 people shared. We got 683 people to pray for our situation. This is Give, Send, Go, which is a faith-based giving source. My point in saying this is, the last section of a race, we sent out an email or package one just here recently. Okay? The last leg of a race is annoying as hell. It's annoying as hell. Because you're tired. You gave. You fought. People get comfortable. When people saw this right here, it was new. It was fresh. Everybody felt like this is the thing. This is the new thing. What we did with BGM was 1,000% like, yeah. Everybody was like, yeah. The problem is now that we've done it and we've created more people to do it too, now everybody gets comfortable and thinks we're done. You think because Biden's not in office that somehow we have a pro-gun president in office, and we don't. We don't. The last leg of a race is the most difficult part of the damn race. I don't know if y'all saw this on X yesterday. The Los Angeles Marathon was yesterday, right? And in that Los Angeles Marathon, this Kenyan was close to the finish line. And he was exhausted. And this American dude, black dude, ran up behind him and won the damn race. Like it was a photo finish. He ran up behind him hard as shit and he won. And he beat him. Because the Kenyan was exhausted. And I'm not saying that the American wasn't exhausted. But he started getting complacent with his exhaustion. Okay? Saying this to say, when we get into this last little bit, let me go back to the page real quick. When you get to this last little bit right here, and y'all, some people be like, man, that's not a little bit. It is it's less than $20,000 compared to $500,000 that we did the work with. That shit it's the end. It's 199 people saying, I'm going to give $100. And you don't have to give $100. I seen somebody in the chat saying, buy my stuff. Right? Whoever you are, fuck you. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna block you just yet. Like, as it's a joke, as if I'm saying, go buy merch. We have a for-profit arm where we sell merch. It's not what I told everybody to do. I said, go donate so other people can get classes for free, and then you get all of the classes as well. This is not, appreciate you, Ken. Ken says, shout out, Maj, appreciate what you're trying to do, my G. We almost did, man. We almost did. We almost did. The reason why I'm saying this is because people want to act like they want to proceed. I get it. I get the whole like 48 laws of power shit. People want to pretend and act like shit is not difficult. People want to like, you know how Jay-Z does this great job of looking like everything is so easy for him? That's a certain, and now at a few $1 billion, everybody has difficulties in their life. I'm not debating that. But at a few $1 million, like everybody, it gets a little bit easier, $1 billion, because he's a billionaire. So it gets easier, but you got some struggles in your life. People do things like they want to, and that's just not me. I'm sorry. If y'all want one of them fake so-called I'm for the community people that's going to pretend like everything's cool, go find them. They out there. I'm going to tell y'all when shit is easy street. I'm going to tell y'all when shit is getting difficult. I remember I had a conversation with Andy Frisella, right? And I just, every time I go into their facility, I'm super impressed, right? And maybe I should ask Andy, right? I don't ask my rich friends for nothing. Because when you take a whole bunch of money from somebody, you kind of a little bit more beholden to them. And not saying that they would do it that way. I want to be very clear about that. But that's my reason why maybe I haven't. But nonetheless, and I also think that it should be, I believe in cooperative economics. We should do this together. But anyway, I remember him telling me that it gets harder to organize these types of moves with the company, right? As your company gets bigger. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, to pull off the shit that we pull off, we have to coordinate so many highly skilled people and there's more pieces to the machine. And I was like, damn. Right? And it's true. What I'm recognizing right now is it's more difficult for me. I'm not rich for people to just keep throwing money at me. I'm not as famous enough for people to just donate to be like, yeah, Maj gave me a shout out, right? I'm in a weird, like almost kind of in the middle, but a little past the middle. It's a weird space, right? I'll tell the truth and I won't play the game, but that could come at a limitation. But if I play this 48 laws of power shit with y'all, then I'm not being the person that y'all elected me to be. So I'm not going to pretend like all shit is hunky-dory and all of that. This last remainder is fucking difficult. However, because then you got people like the person earlier that goes, yeah, you just saying buy my stuff. I've never pretended to be a socialist or a communist. I am a free market enterprise person that believes in voluntarism. So we have a for-profit arm and we have a you help out arm. So I figured out a way to say, hey, if you donate and help others, you get some classes too. But so then you run into people that go, oh, it's just a grift. Meanwhile, maybe because they didn't see my 10 years of fucking work, serving. There's hundreds of people in our private community that message me every day that I work for, that I give help to. So I'm not going to pretend to y'all like it's easy. I'm not doing that fake shit. Make sure your hair is cute. Don't wear a hoodie. Take the hoodie off, Maj. You look too poor. You look too grimy. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. And if y'all like it, then cool. If you don't, cool. I get it. I have to maintain this standard. It's like the Constitution. I'm not going to deviate from that. Am I going to shave a little bit more and wear cooler clothes? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll do that. My point, though, guys, is this. The argument that it's easy all the way through, right, is a bullshit argument. And this last 199 people, I need everybody's hands on deck. Okay? Right. Listen, look what Terry just said. Grassroots isn't a grift. Getting funding from the government is a grift. Terry ain't never damn lied. I'm telling you. Mind you, we do not even file for grants. That's not our money. That's y'all money. And the government took it and said, we're going to choose to grant somebody else with your money. We're not down with that. If y'all want us to have it, y'all will give it to us. And this is what I'm going to ask every single person to do tonight. There's 114 of y'all in here now. Everybody, go to givesendgo.com/solutionary and pitch in $100. Everybody. I would love to get 20 of y'all, because usually 20% of the people that you say to do something do it. But I want everybody to do it. Now, let's say this. Everybody that does it at that level, awesome. We love that. You're going to get access to all of the classes. I'll have your emails. I'm going to stay up for the next 2 hours, even though I got to be up at 3:30. I'm going to stay up for the next 2 hours and make sure that I'm doing this work and giving y'all donor shouts and all of that. Okay? It's only, I'm saying this respectfully, it's only $100. I know. Some of y'all going to be like, it's only $100. My $100 don't matter. Yes, it does. Because imagine if all 115 now of y'all that did that, we would almost be there even more. And we need help. We can't talk about the division that we all see. We can't talk about Iran where we should not be. We can't talk about the contradictions and then not prepare, not work together, and not support the people that have been doing the work. That's all I'm saying. It is not, I'm not just saying I'm questioning the United States government and then not saying, hey guys, maybe you should take a Stop the Bleed class. There's a possibility that if you're bombing people, they may go, cool, we're going to send somebody. We got sleeper cells in your country anyway. We're going to bomb your shit. In the last few days, you saw people bomb threat on the plane. Plane had to land in fucking Atlanta. Bomb in the New York situation. They're not talking about it as much on the media. But for me, I go, damn, if you guys pay it forward for others to take the firearms class, then you get access to the Stop the Bleed class and the other classes. I think that that's super fair, especially when I know that an in-person Stop the Bleed class is about $100. So if you get this Stop the Bleed class and all of those other classes that are yours forever, that I'm telling you to share with your family members, like the Netflix password, I think that's fair. And I'm telling y'all, we need everybody's help. If you can't donate $100, just give whatever you can. Terry said, hey, Maj, can you get this hoodie in Kelly Green? I said, yeah, I could probably do that. Instead of buying it, just donate the same amount that you would have paid for it, and then you don't have to pay for shipping and tax and all of that. Not only did Terry do that, because the hoodie is $55, Terry, this was yesterday, Terry donated $100. So when the people are like, if it was about that, I'd take a little bit of a cut from the merch. I would just tell everybody to buy the hoodies and t-shirts. I would raise the price of the hoodies and t-shirts. I know that our hoodies and t-shirt prices are less expensive than they could be. I know that. Because we're not trying to, it's tough out here. We're not trying to gouge the people. We want them to have a cool shirt and not kill themselves at the same time at the bank. So if it was about that, I would have said, everybody go buy the merch. No. I told Terry, and Terry called me out if I'm lying. 1,000% call me out in the chat if I'm lying. I said, just donate a price of the hoodie. Right? She said, all right, and donated $100. She said, these in-person classes in Washington State are $100 each. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm telling y'all, I've traveled around the country a bajillion times already. I'm telling you guys, every donor at the $100 level, you are going to get access to those things, and you are paying it forward for 4 people to take a online class. 4 people. They don't got to wait till we come to their city. They don't got to try to wait till we do classes at the Solutionary Center. Just help. There's 116 of you watching. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. It's on the screen. If you're watching this on X, just hit the repost button. And the donor link is my pinned post. When the people that we talked about earlier today in the show, they were facing certain death. We not facing certain death. We facing, hey man, we need some help, and we just need everybody to pitch in. We got in the Bruin decision and overturned the unconstitutional, draconian gun carry laws for the state of New York. We were helpful in that. I'm honored to say that. And that does not happen without you guys doing the work and helping us and us going around and doing New York and doing Chicago and doing Compton and doing this place and doing that place. That set precedent that made a political change that now the people in the city of New York can get, even though the city of New York trying to do some more bullshit. But that's how you fight back. That's how you get ground back. And this does not happen without y'all support. That's just what it is. So I want y'all to do those 2 things. 1, GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. 3 things. Donate. Don't wait till later. Don't say I'm going to do it. Just do that shit now, man. Just do that shit now. And if you can't give it the $100 level, give it whatever level you can. And the second thing that I want y'all to do, tell me in the chat, how many people in the chat have not taken a firearms class? This one don't cost you no money. I just want y'all to tell me. Who in the chat has not taken a firearms class? Who in the chat has not taken a firearms class? I want to hear from y'all. Legit. It's no judgment. It's no negativity. It's just me asking a question. Because this is going to go to the second point that I want y'all to do tonight. Because I've taken a firearms class. I've taken a Stop the Bleed class. I've done these things. I want to hear y'all in the chat. If you have not taken a firearms class before, I want you to email me or DM me your email address. I'm going to give you a free firearms class. Send me your email. Terry gave us $100 yesterday. Terry paid for some of you to take a class. That's legitimately the person that gave $100 is right there in the chat. I want 4 people right now to email me. Yo, Maj, I need to take a class. My email is majtoure@solutionaryuniversity.org. Just email me, and I'll get you a class for free. I don't want you to wait. I don't want to have to wait to come to your city. Right? I don't want you to wait to come to Philly. I want you to just I want to get you to class fast. So every single person that's in the chat that's watching tonight, every single one of you, I want you to email me. DM me your email or just email me. If you're watching this on X, DM me your email right now. DM me your email. And I'm going to give you a free class. No catch. No later on, no 30-day fucking trial period, none of that. I'm going to just give you the class. Because we can't keep talking about this black-white unity and everything in between, Asian unity, Indian unity, Jewish, Islamic, Christian unity. That's actually America. That's actually freedom. We can't talk about that and then not try to empower each other. When we go all the way back to Bacon's Rebellion, Frederick Douglass linking up with John Brown and all of those different things, this is what, when real circumstances and consequences was a thing. If the founders of America would have lost, they would have got hung 1,000%. Our situation is not as dire. Your $100 that you donate and get stuff for donating to help other people, you don't have no problem giving that $100 away when you at brunch, when you out drinking with the fellas, when you chasing them women, all of that stuff. I'm not telling you, I'm not judging you negatively for doing it. I'm saying, yo, bro, if you want America to help, I'm not telling you got to go front lines with me. I'm telling you, help us stay on these front lines and help us get to this goal. It's 112 of you watching now. 112. Hopefully we'll get 20 of y'all to pitch in. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. I'm going to stay up. I want everybody emailing me. I don't care if you didn't donate before. If you didn't donate before, cool. And you want a class, cool. I don't care. Shoot me an email. DM me or email me your email. majtoure@solutionaryuniversity.org. And if you can't give it the $100 level, but you like, yo, Maj, I'm good for $20. Pitch in. Imagine if we got 100 people to give us $20. It's about us collectively working together. They're whipping our ass when we try to do this lone wolf shit. It's always funny when I hear that. Oh, he's an alpha. He's a lone wolf. Wolves don't even fucking hunt alone. See how they fuck your mind up? See how the media tell you some dumb shit? Wolves hunt in packs. They don't hunt alone. He's a lone wolf. Shut up. They just tell you that so you start thinking you could be a lone wolf so they could snipe your goofy ass. Pick you off easy. It's just one of them. We cannot afford to just be one. I'm going to ask everybody to go to givesendgo.com/solutionary and pitch in. The link is on the screen if you're watching this on whatever platform. If you're watching this on X, it's my pin post. Don't wait. Do it now. I hope you all have enjoyed our first night back. Appreciate you all. Make sure you hit the like button, share the space all over the place. And I also want to make sure that you are all subscribed to the channel. Most of you watching on YouTube right now or watching on whatever platform aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers before the end of 2026. And I think we at 37,000. So we got a lot of work to do. Subscribe to the channel. YouTube.com/Maj Toure. Follow me on X, at Maj Toure 999. And last of all, guys, be a donor. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. I appreciate you all. I will see you guys tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/Maj Toure. Be safe, be solution.